Hello. It's a little after 4:30 here in the Outback, and I'm coming to you from my front porch because it's nice and shady and cool, and coming to share some thoughts with you today. We don't have a lot in our flower beds out here. I've talked to you about this before because of the deer and the rabbits just eat everything. So we have some metal flowers and some yard art, and I wanted to share a piece of yard art with you today that I have. It's this little boy, if you can see, holding the little dog. And I just love this little piece of art. I tell you, I think if I could have a penny for as many times as I've said I love you, I'd probably be rich. That's a word that we use quite often, and we use it for so many things like, I love this. I love these flowers that my daughter gave me, and the beautiful pot she designed for me. I love those things. But what does that mean, love? What do I mean by that, that I love them? Well, do I love this little piece of artwork here because of it or what it reminds me of? And, I have a little boy that is in heaven right now. He lived for 2 days, and this was many years ago in the late 60s. And I picture him to be about this age in heaven. And then this little dog right here. He doesn't look exactly like my little dog, but about 5 years ago, I lost a very precious little dog. So when I see this piece of art, it causes me to think of some things that I love very much. And sometimes that's why you say you love something, is because it triggers some emotion in you. And you say, oh, I just love that. But what kind of love is that? Where does that come from? What does love mean? Well, in Mark chapter 12, 31 and 32, the scripture says to love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. Heart, soul, mind, and strength. So, do I love this little thing with all my heart, soul, mind, and strength? Or do I just deeply care about it because it reminds me of something that I love so much? I'd say the latter is probably true. Well, in that scripture it says to love the Lord your God with all your heart. And your heart, that is the very core of your being, the center of your being. Cardio, it's the very center is your heart. So we love the Lord our God with all of our heart, the very center of our being. We love the Lord, all of our heart, all of our soul. We're to love the Lord with all of our soul, which is who we are, our being, our will, our emotions, all those things that make us who we are. We love the Lord with all of our soul. And then it says to love the Lord with all of our mind. We love the Lord with all of our mind. That's our intellect, what we focus on, what we set our attention on, what takes up our thinking. We love the Lord with all of our mind. And then we love the Lord with all of our strength. So that would be our body and what we have to give each day with this physical being. All of our strength, we just give ourselves. We love the Lord our God with all of our heart, soul, mind, and strength. So many times we'll say to somebody, I love you with all of my heart. Maybe you say that to your husband or your wife. I love you with all of my heart. And we mean it. We mean that we love them so deeply. We love them. It's a neighbor going by. We love them with all of our heart. And there's a saying these days, I love you to the moon and back. That's a whole lot of love. But when you think about those things, we can only love with just one aspect of that love that the Bible talks about. But when you love the Lord, You love the Lord your God. You love him with all of your being, every bit of you. You're to give all of yourself to that love. And you know, when you do that, when you give the Lord all of your heart, your soul, your mind, and your strength, and you're filled with that love that God gives, which is that unconditional agape love that's it's not an earned love, it's a love he loves us with, and it's unconditional, and we're filled with that love, and we love him back with that kind of love he loves us with. And we have enough love in us to run over and to love others with the love that he's given to us. So we can say, when we say I love you to the moon and back, that just means we're trying to express that deep love that we have for someone. But you know, without the love of God, God is love. God is love, the scripture says. So when we have God in the center of our being, in our heart, and it goes out through our soul, our mind, and our strength, then we're able to love others as well. So that was what I wanted to share with you today, just thinking about that word love and how we say it so loosely over things. I love this, I love that, I love you. We mean it when we say, I love you. And when you come before the Lord, you mean it. You say, I love you, Lord. And you allow him to teach you to love him with all of your heart, soul, mind, and strength. With every bit of your being, you come to the Lord and love him. So when we walk with the Lord and we say, I love you to our brothers and sisters, we say, I love you with the love of the Lord, because he's put his love in us. He put his love in our hearts so that we can love others. So I love you all today with the love of the Lord. So let's go about loving one another and just allowing the Lord to give his love through us to others. God bless you today. Just have a wonderful day, and we'll talk soon. God bless.